Hi there, as you probably know, my name is Tori, and today I'd like to talk about the Capstone 2 project, which is the final TESOL course on Coursera from the Arizona State University. So let's get started. So this course lasts 6 weeks and it's super time consuming. Just bear that in mind, that it's going to take you a lot of time to gather all your lesson plans from the previous courses, write down new ones, upload that in Google Disk, and then wait like a hatiko till you find out your result. So anyway, let's dive into it. So during the first week, we had to find our lesson plan from the previous courses, which is a written and written lesson plan. We had to edit it basically by incorporating some sort of technology, and that's pretty much it. So basically a piece of cake. However, you also had to create a new lesson plan, which had to be technology enriched, a reading and writing lesson plan, and you also had to record a micro lesson. So, and all of that from scratch. Next thing, we had again to find a lesson plan from the previous course, which is a listening and speaking lesson plan. Again, we had to edit it by incorporating some sort of technology, which sounds easy, and it actually is. However, again, you had to create a new listening and speaking lesson plan, which had to be technology enriched, and you also had to record a micro lesson, which again is time consuming. Next thing, you had to create a grammar lesson from scratch as well as record a micro lesson. This part was quite challenging because in my opinion, it's quite difficult to create a single grammar lesson, because in my opinion, you need to basically have all the parts in your lesson, at least a reading, speaking, not just grammar. So I had to basically I had a reading task which included some sort of grammar, and then we worked with some of the examples from the text. They had to find out the tense, figure out what the tense is, figure out the structure, figure out the rules on their own. So it shouldn't be like grammar, oh, here is present perfect, here are the tasks, please do them. So they had to be this lesson had to be made properly, like a proper lesson. Basically, you had to use all the knowledge which you obtained during the courses, so that the lesson won't be boring. Yeah. Anyway, next thing that was the most difficult part for me was that pronunciation lesson. I'm not an expert when it comes to pronunciation. I think my pronunciation is more or less okay, it's understandable, but I still think that there are a lot of things that I can work on in the future, one of which is figuring out whether I want to move more into the direction of British accent or American accent. Again, I'm still not sure about it. So for me, this part was the most difficult part, because how can I teach pronunciation when I'm not an expert in pronunciation myself? And again, it was difficult to come up with some sort of exercises. So yeah, I would say this part was the most difficult for me, because I'm not an expert in pronunciation. And yeah, basically my suggestion, if you have no clue what to write there, like I did, basically Google pronunciation TESOL Arizona State University micro lesson, and basically the YouTube, it shows you some of the examples of really good lessons, and you can use them as an inspiration, and it can actually help you. Next thing that we had to do, we had to write something like a teaching tip or teacher's tip. Oh, I forgot that one again. Doesn't really matter. Basically the same thing which you wrote on Capstone 1 project. So it's not that difficult, but again, it took some time to create something. Next thing, if I'm not mistaken, I had to write a new Capstone 1 lesson plan as well as record a micro lesson. So then I had to find an original reading and writing lesson plan, an original listening and speaking lesson plan, an original technology enriched lesson from the technology enriched course. Also, I had to take a selfie. It has to be a proper selfie with your passport or your ID. Also, I had to find my teaching philosophy, which I wrote on the Capstone 1 project, as well as teaching or teacher's tip from the Capstone 1 project. And that's Anyway, there are a few things I'd like to mention about this course. So I want to mention about the video length. Make sure that your videos are longer than 6 minutes but less than 10 minutes, because I made a mistake and one of my videos was shorter than 6 minutes. It was like 5 minutes and 50 seconds or something, but it wasn't enough. And when I submitted my teacher's portfolio, because of that mistake, I didn't pass. Because they have this sort of criteria where you have to name all your lesson plans properly, like 1, 2, 3, 4, and they like basically take a look at the video, at the length of the video. And because one of my video was less than 6 minutes, basically that's why I didn't pass. So I had to re-edit that video, make it slightly longer, and afterwards I passed successfully. I've got 100%, and the feedback was like really good. They basically said that I did a great job, and they mentioned what they liked about my lesson plans and videos. They mentioned the thing that I can work on, which is the pronunciation. Obviously I know that, but yeah, there is always room for improvement. Next thing, this is probably the only course where you'll have proper interaction with the teachers from Arizona State University. Next thing that again I want to mention, it takes a while for them to check your teacher's portfolio because there are many students. So at first I waited like 7 days. They basically said that I didn't pass and that I have to make my video longer. And then I resubmitted my teacher's portfolio, and it took them 10 days to check it. So yeah, but afterwards you'll receive your certificate, obviously. So these are the things I wanted to mention. I don't know what else to tell you guys, so if you got any questions, please write them in the comments. I will record a final TESOL video answering like the most popular questions, such as how to get financial aid, how long does it take to take the course, like my final thoughts about this course and stuff like that. But overall, it was a nice course. Basically, it's like a summary of all these courses, and they check your knowledge. So if you understood how to teach properly and things like that, so highly recommend it. Anyway, thank you guys for watching this video. If you liked it, please like and subscribe. More videos are coming soon, and I think bye-bye and have a nice day. I don't know how to end videos, so I'll just say bye-bye and have a nice day.